Hello everybody. Going to do a rehousing, which I don't do very often on film. This is the Eupalaestrus campestratus. This is Casper. I'm hoping that it's going to be kind of seamless, but you never know. You know, so we have catch cups on both sides here just in case. Hopefully we don't have any problems in the back side here, because that would be an issue. But give me a chance to use my new paintbrush that I got last week before, whatever it was. I haven't used it yet, so we're going to use that on Casper here and see if we can't get him or her, let's just say her, moved into the new enclosure. Okay, so we're going from softball cube to longer, just a tad bit shallower, but the substrate level is the same exact depth. And we have a piece of cork bark here that goes all the way back to this corner, all the way here. This part's open, so if Casper wants to dig underneath, which I pre-made a burrow, and come up out here, that's an option for this wonderful species. Eupalaestrus campestratus, you can't beat them. Very, very gentle, generally docile species. So we're going to see, oh yeah, here we are. Generally docile species that's going to eat your paintbrush. Come on, no. I'm sorry for the shaking, I just can't help this. Yeah, kick hairs, I know. All you gotta do is go up and over, buddy. And I'll tell you what, when you get there, I'll feed you. How's that? Yeah, you'll like it down there, trust me. So, we're in. Other than a little kick of the hair and a chew of the paintbrush there. That all went relatively easily. I hate when my spiders kick hair. I just don't like them having bald abdomens. I know most people don't. So what we'll do, as you see the reaction, the feeding reaction from this one. So I have a little small cricket that I that escaped and I caught and I put in this vial last night and I never fed it to anybody. So we're going to throw it in there and see if possibly maybe Casper may be interested in partaking in a meal in the new home. The substrate is pure the Burpee's cocoa core. I'm trying this on a few enclosures. I want to see how it works through the summer. So I figured this guy was a good one, or this gal was a good one to use it with. We'll see how it works out. I haven't heard anything negative about it yet, but I have heard that it can dry and get dusty, so we'll see. I think that would just be, we could probably solve that issue by a light spray on the surface of the substrate once a week or once every other week to keep that dryness down. I'm just worried about when it gets dry down below and it starts to suck in and it pulls away from the side like cocoa fiber does. That's one of the reasons that I don't really particularly care for cocoa fiber all that much, but so what I'm going to do here is try, the cricket is coming towards the tarantula there. We'll kind of zoom in a little bit and see what happens. Again, he may or she may not eat it. It may kind of freak her out that, you know, now she's in a new home. She hasn't really checked it out yet. She may not want to eat. Some do, some don't. I always try to give them that opportunity to feed once I rehouse. I've said this a million times, and it's no different than when I generally unpack them from shipping. I try to feed them at least that night. Doesn't have to be immediate, but I do try to feed them that night. And my reasons are, again, the whole knowing that prey is available to where they just moved. I'm hoping, you know, theorizing that is a comforting thing to them, and they'll be more apt to adjust to the enclosure a little bit better. Whether that's true or not, I have no idea. This is just, you know, my observations and kind of like a ongoing theory of mine. Some of them take to it right away. They eat right away. Some of them. So, yeah, okay. Well, the cricket kind of meandered off, and no movement from Casper at all. So, I don't know if this doesn't really do too much more, really, does it? It probably would if this was off. even though this light's dull, dim right now. It needs to get charged. Really can't see how pretty this one is. It almost has like a gunsmoke gray color to its legs, front legs, and all the way up to actually L3 and R3. So the first 3 legs on each side are kind of like that gunsmoke gray. And you could see the back set of legs has much more setae on it, the reddish setae. Actually, it's red. If you see the little hairs are sticking out on both those 2 legs and those 2 legs there, versus the front legs where you don't see that. And that is that pink hair that gives them their common name of the pink zebra beauty. So you did see the kind of defensive feeding response. It wasn't really defensive. That was a feeding response that you saw when it was actually grabbing the paintbrush. And I'm kind of glad I used the paintbrush there instead of that skewer, but I usually use the skewer, but now that I got this new paintbrush, I'll probably use that a little bit more. Yeah, so again, a very easy transfer for a New World species, and these I don't mind doing. To be honest with you, I don't mind doing the easy rehousings like this, because I can do these, with the tripod in front of me, and if the spider does come over, I generally have enough time to catch it. But I made a promise to my wife that these would not get out. We wouldn't have these things running around our house, escaped, and I'm trying to hold fast to that, because I know the minute that we do lose one, that's when either I go or the spiders go. So we don't want that. And that's why I tend to not do the rehousing videos on film, to a lot of people's chagrin, because I know a lot of people like watching rehousing videos, and I don't mind watching them myself, but I mean, it's basically the same thing. You get a spider, you push it into a new enclosure, you cover it up, and that's it. It's the ones that are kind of edgy. Oh, look at that. There's the small belfory. And that one is in pre-molt, seriously. Goodness, these guys are molting like crazy. Yeah, so the biggest one here, and I'll show you here real quick, and you'll get a kind of an idea of the growth and size comparison that these are going through. So I'm going to pause you here and show you that, and we'll end with that. And again, thanks for watching the rehousing. Casper's in. We'll update her. Yes, I'm saying her. We'll update her soon, and we'll see the belfories here in a second. Well, folks, unfortunately, just me putting this little light on top there was enough to scare the little one into the webbing there. So if you look at this one here, okay, and you can see how tan and cream the leg hairs are on the femurs of this tarantula right here, and the size of it. The other one that was just out is a dull drab brown. Carapace is very small, abdomen's very long and distended, so it's going to be molting relatively soon. And that may be some of that behavior that you saw the other day with the, one of the belfories striking the prey and leaving it. That was not the one that just came out. This one that came out, I would imagine, is or was the smallest of the 3 that came together, because I think that one's still a little bit bigger than what I expect a smaller one to be. But I honestly couldn't say that for sure. So that could be the small one, and again, finding 4 molts already and seeing the last 2 look like they're in pre-molt again. So those molts could have been older, and they just now are starting to throw them out. But this is what they've been doing. They're coming out and they're hanging out on the side, especially this one, and then one will come out and hang on the side here. You can't see. I mean, just looking in that, imagine being a bug crawling in that daunting hole right there. Yeah, that spells bad news, doesn't it? Well, okay, well, thanks for watching the update on the rehousing. Well, actually, the rehousing is really what this was about, but again, I'm going to take every opportunity to film these belforii while they're out, because we don't get to see them very often. So I hope you guys enjoyed the update video earlier today or yesterday, depending on when this video comes out. You probably won't hear from me tomorrow. Again, I have the testing done getting done tomorrow. And I got to take Eric for his driver's test, so that'll be tying up my morning. Have to make a trip to the post office, then I have to go get that lovely test done later on today, or tomorrow. And we'll go from there. So we'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks, and see you later.